Hello everybody, how y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello. Blessings to all of y'all. So I'm in the kitchen cooking, and I thought, why not just come online? So don't expect me to look like a beauty queen this morning. Of course I don't. I didn't wake up like that. I'm not Beyonce. Blessings to all y'all. I'm in the kitchen cooking some Haitian food, and I say, hey, why not just come on live for a few minutes? So blessings to all of you. Thank you for coming on in. You know what? I think I could turn this around. Okay. Turn this around like this so you can see that I'm in the kitchen. I should have turned on the light. But hey, it is what it is. Y'all can see me? Good. It's afternoon night. Child, let me hurry cook this thing before I go to work. So I'm in the kitchen about to make some Haitian food. And I figured let me come on in. Blessings to all of y'all. Like I said, I have aloe on my face, so don't expect me to look like a beauty queen. I have horrible acne, and so I'm using a little aloe regimen on my face this morning. I'm just gonna be cooking some Haitian food. They call it soup joumou, mean pumpkin soup. And so I just say, let me come on in and share with y'all what I'm doing this morning. Well, this afternoon rather. I have some pumpkin here. I said, let me chat with y'all for a few minutes. Pumpkin, squash, whatever y'all want to call it, but it's pumpkin. White people will say squash, but we call it, you could use squash also, but this is some good pumpkin I got. My daughter would not stop nagging me to make some pumpkin soup. And so I said, let me come on in and chat with you guys for a few minutes while I cook. While I'm cooking, I have my meat, which is some oxtail and some ribs. I have that cooking. I have some oxtail and ribs cooking. I also have some ham boiling because I want my ham to be nice and tender. And I don't want it to be too salty when I put it in my soup. Hi, blessings. Good morning. Hey, Shando. Hey, Miss Bean. What's happening? So anyway, I'm not on here prophesying. So if you're coming looking for prophecy, just name the page today. Not today. Let me turn this around so y'all can see what I'm doing here. I have some pumpkin. I'm basically going to take a spoon and scrape out the seeds. I have some pumpkin. I have some sweet potato. It's only me and the kids, so I'm not gonna try to make too much soup. I always say I'm gonna cook a lot, and I end up cooking so much food. I have some potatoes, eggplant. What else? I have here carrots, cabbage, onions, sweet pepper, scallion onions, celery. Can't leave out the celery, and you definitely cannot leave out the macaroni. You can't leave out the macaroni. I also have some spaghetti up in the cupboard that I'm gonna just throw in there at the end. And so, hey, I already prepped. I already start cooking my meat. And so I'm just gonna scrape this out, and then I'm gonna let this pumpkin boil for a while. After you let it boil for a while, I'm gonna pull out my blender and puree this pumpkin after it boils. And then put it back in the pot. That's how you get that yellow color, and that's how you get the pumpkin flavor. Listen, if you ain't never had some Haitian pumpkin soup, you ain't never had no soup. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. You know how us Bahamians like to brag with our crab soup and our pea soup? Listen, Haitians brag about their pumpkin soup, and this is something that Haitians usually do to bring in the New Year's every January the 1st. Well, of course, you know, I'm not one that holds to tradition. I usually don't go by tradition. And so I didn't cook it on New Year's, merely because I'm working, and so I did it afterwards. And so, as you can see, I take out all the seeds. I take my window, blocking doing the light a little bit. Hey, that's much better. Hey. That is much better. So, take out all the Marta say you cooking without me. I don't have a choice. You go and leave me. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. Okay. So guys, y'all see I take out all the seeds. And so this is what I'm left with. I'm going to cut that up and boil that. I'm going to turn off the stove on my oxtail and my ribs because I believe they're tender enough. And I'm going to put that aside. I have another half here. You want it to be pumpkin-y. Real pumpkin flavor. You want that real pumpkin flavor. In your food, you want that real pumpkin flavor. So I'm going to scrape this out into the sink. And it's really easy to do this. For many of you who don't know how to cook this Haitian pumpkin soup, you go right on YouTube. And all you got to type is soup joumou or Haitian pumpkin soup, and you will find the recipes. It's very easy. Once you're done boiling your meat, and you have your vegetables, whatever vegetables you prefer to put into your soup, it doesn't specifically have to be what I have here. It can be whatever you like. And for those of you that are vegetarians, you could just put the vegetables. You don't have to add any meat. Give that a good rinse. Put that aside. I'm going to move to, where's my potato peeler? Tell me why, if we're going to peel a potato, we just wash the potato. That make any sense? But anyway, I still wash it off. And then I'm going to peel it. Hey Candace, how you doing? Boy, listen. Anyway, I'm peeling my potatoes. If you watch me cook before, you all will realize that I cook very quickly. But because usually I'll be talking, so it takes a little time. But I usually cook very quickly. I don't waste no time. I have all burners going. And I usually cook very quickly. This is something that I love doing. Cooking is something that really sort of calms me down. And I find that when I'm in the kitchen, this is the time that I use to pray. Versus just kneeling down or laying down. I would come in the kitchen, either have my instrumental on, and I don't even have to have any instrumental. Don't take me long to get started. Trust me. All I got to do is roll back the curtain and think about where God brought me from. And trust me, I can have a praise party all by myself. Once I think about where he brought me from, I can have a praise party, let me tell you, all by myself. I don't need nobody to praise with me. And I don't need no music. I don't need nothing to hype me up. But once I'm in the kitchen cooking, this is the time that I usually pray. Talk to God, just like how I talking to y'all. Trust me. I don't know, those sanctified, Holy Ghost filled to the third level holy people that makes you think that praying is all of that. Ain't all of that. Trust me. All God wants you to do is communicate with him. Talk to him. Give him back his word. Remind him of his word. It ain't really all that deep. That's why you see some people don't want to come to church or don't want to come to God because they thinking it's so deep and or you have to be super deep and you have to wear skirts all the way down to your ankles and carry a Bible and a crucifix. Ain't all that. Trust me, being a Christian ain't like how people make it seem. It's not boring. Praising God is the best thing ever. I don't know what I take so long for. But yeah. So I have my sweet potato peeled. I have let me get my cutting board here. I have these dishes piled up so high. Before I break my bowls. So I'm gonna get my cutting board and I'm going to dice up my potato. Where's my other knife? I need my other knife. There you go, find my trusty knife. And so I'm just gonna cut up these potatoes. If you peel a potato, sweet potato, any potato, you realize that they start to turn brown really quickly. And what I usually do is I peel it, cut it up, and I put it in some cold water. That usually stops the browning process. Hey everybody that are coming in. No preaching today, just a little cooking. I figured while I'm cooking, I might as well just come on in and just chat with y'all for a little while. For a little while. I was telling everybody that this is the time I usually use to pray. But hey, I might as well just talk to you all for a few minutes, right? And so you'll find that there are a few types of sweet potatoes. These are the orange potatoes. I like them because they are a little bit more, just a tad bit firmer than the white potatoes. So I like them. In my soups, one time ago I never used to eat these things. When you get older, child, them little stupid childish things just go right in the garbage. And so you will see the potatoes starting to turn a little brown. And so I'm going to put this in some water to stop that process, some cold water. Put that in there. Move on to my Irish potato, the old people them used to say, Irish potato. You all can see me? You all can see clearly? I put on my good glasses today so I can see your little comments them. So guys, let me know what y'all did for the holidays. I know many people over the holidays are excited for family. What did y'all do for New Year? Come talk back to me. Let me know what y'all did for the New Year. I know some of you have things that you plan with your families, with your children. For many of us, we were on lockdown. And so the things that we are accustomed to doing during the holidays, many of us couldn't do it. Majority of the traveling we usually do for the holidays, many of us couldn't do that. And so, what did y'all do for the holidays? Let me know. I would love to read your comments. I think I'm only going to put just that one potato, just that two potatoes. I'm not going to go crazy. Can I tell y'all that I really don't eat onions? However, I noticed since I got older, when I was young, I never used to eat the onions, but I realized since I started getting older, it's like my taste buds completely change. I can eat some onions in a with some Scotch conch with just onions and pepper. However, I cook with a lot of onions, but while I'm eating, I usually take out the onions. Who does that? Go ahead, guys. Tell me what y'all did for your holidays. What y'all do? I slept because I worked. Dinner with your friends. Didn't celebrate Christmas because of the enlightenment I got from your teaching. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Went to church. Spent time with my 93-year-old boss. Okay. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Now, Miss Smalls, explain the teaching to the people, because a lot of people will be like, what you mean? She don't celebrate Christmas. And she tell people don't celebrate Christmas. I didn't tell nobody don't celebrate Christmas. I'm just saying, would we have been taught about Christmas and would be passed down to our children is not of God. There's no such thing as a, and some of us, we prefer not to clear this up with our children, but there's no such thing as no big white fella coming down in any chimney. Most of y'all Bahamians ain't got no chimney anyway. And so, the story of Saint Nick and Santa Claus and all that, to where these stories derive from, and if you go back and you do some studies, you'll realize that in actuality, you actually worshiping sun gods and so forth and all that. And they disguise it as so much different things, and throughout the years, the story came down and changed in so many different ways, and we take it for things that it's not. And so in actuality, you worshiping sun gods, and you're trying to figure out why your life ain't going anywhere. It's because we doing certain things that is not of God. And so guys, you see me have my pumpkin here. Usually I would take my potato peel and try to peel this, but there's no need, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil this. And once I already boil this, then I'm going to put it in the blender, puree it, and then I'm going to squeeze the juice back into my pot. Piece what? That's up to cook. No. Y'all listen, let me tell y'all, it's so hard to cut with the... Listen, when you're trying to explain or something that you just learned to people who've been doing something for so long, they really ain't gonna accept you. Ain't a lot of people really accept change and like change, And some people, they say they like the truth, but they really don't. So sometimes the best thing for you to do is just pray. That's it. Just pray for them and pray that their eyes open, and that's all you can do. Sometimes it ain't make sense fighting that battle or going up that hill. Sometimes it really doesn't. Trust me, I know. So you just leave them and you pray about it. And guess what? God brings them around, He really does. He brings them around. So guys, what I'm going to do is I already have my oxtail and my beef cooking. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to drain that, take the water out of it, go and boil my pumpkin and my vegetables, and then I'm going to bring all those things together. I want to put my pumpkin to boil first though, because it's a little tough, so you want to get that boiling so that it can be a little tender. Because remember, I'm going to puree that. Cleaning up my zinc. I usually clean as I go, because that's what I was taught by my mama. Clean as you go. Hey guys, let me know your stories. Tell me what you did over the holidays. Spend time with your family. I noticed they had this little trend where everybody was in pajamas, I guess, probably because everybody on lockdown. Cleaning as I go, cleaning as I go. I'm going to drain my meat, but I'm also going to capture all of this good juice and flavor. I'm going to leave some of that water in there. Okay. In another pot. I'm going to boil this pumpkin for a few minutes. Let it get nice and soft so that I can add it to the pot. So I need some hot water. The gravy from my meat, I'm going to save that because I might need that to flavor the pot a little bit later. Us, you know, folks, we don't like to throw away anything. You need the good stuff. So I'm going to put these to boil. Cut them up. I'm going to put these to boil for a few minutes. And after they get tender, I'm going to puree them in the blender and put it in with my meat. During that time, I'm going to cut up all of my vegetables that I'm going to need. And all of that is going to go in one big pot. Got a nice eggplant here. Give that a rinse. Eggplants, in a lot of in Haitian dishes when you're making legume, and a lot of people know about legume. A lot of y'all Bahamians know about it because y'all eat it. It's just a mixture of vegetables with meat that is boiled down, and they usually use eggplant. And so you may be trying to figure out what is in that legume or vegetable boiled down. Some eggplant, potatoes, carrots, cabbage usually be in there. There's another vegetable that is in there, but I don't quite know what's the name of it. In English, seriously, I really never find out. See, the thing with us children that are born with parents of Haitian descent, most of us, because of the stigma of being Haitian Bahamian kids, most of us didn't learn how to do most of these Haitian stuff. And most of us shun being a Haitian, tell you God honest truth. Because you got teased so much as a child for being, this is how the eggplant looks, guys. You get shunned for being a descendant of a Haitian. So it wasn't cool to be a Haitian back in the day. All of a sudden now everybody want to be Haitian. Everybody want Haitian food, you know what I mean? So it wasn't really a good thing, like a proud thing back then. I learned to embrace it as I got older and realized the benefits of it, you know, carrots. But you find that a lot of children didn't learn the dishes and so forth and all that. But I'm thankful that I had a uncle. I learned to cook really from my uncle, not my mother. She taught me a few things, but it was really my uncle that really, you know, when he saw the passion that I had for being in the kitchen, and even sometimes when I couldn't even see it in myself, he saw it, and he's like, Marva, come in the kitchen, come, let me show you how to do this. And so he literally used to have me doing things hands-on. I'm a person that if you just keep on trying to describe or tell me how to do something, I'm more than likely not going to get it. And so I have to be hands-on. And so I gotta really do it in order to get it done. I'm better with my hands. So I'm not one of those book smart people. If I do it, I'll get it. And so he saw me in the kitchen doing these things, and I thank God for him and my mother. Both of them have passed away. But I thank God for them because they taught me this. And guess what? Once they already teach this to you, it doesn't go anywhere. And so I am happy that they taught me how to do these things. I love carrots, so I'm going to do all. And so I'm happy that they taught me how to do these things. But like I was saying, a lot of children didn't, you know, really pay attention to when mommy or daddy was doing these things. And so you find now a lot of us are at a disadvantage because we didn't learn how to cook the Haitian meals. There's one or two things that I probably didn't learn, and I had to go either on YouTube or go back to mama them and say, hey, how to cook this? And so once they told me how to cook this and really I can cook Haitian food, I can cook Bahamian food, and I can cook Jamaican food. And of course I'm learning some Italian and some, you know, European recipes as I go along. But hey, it is what it is. I love to cook. This is something that was instilled in me. I was cooking from, I would think I was about 8, 9 years old. When I was 9, 10 years old, I was making griot. Because mommy used to sell griot. I grew up in the ghetto in Freeport, Grand Bahama. And so because she used to sell food, chicken wings and griot and stuff, listen, I, 9 years old, was in the kitchen peeling plantain and helping mommy in the kitchen. I remember one time mommy had some fish. She went to work. And those of you that know me from Grand Bahama, if you hear say, hey. Yeah, Haitian parents does teach their children a lot. And so I was, my mother had took out some, she took some fish out of the fridge. Now listen, you all think I love fish? My mommy, let me tell you something. That woman, she loved fish differently. Y'all don't mind me looking all crazy this morning. Jesus Lord. But anyway, I'll get my little life together before I go to work. But she loved fish. That woman loved fish with a passion. My mommy was poisoned by fish like about 3 times. And the doctor tell her, say, she come back again, he can't do nothing for her. She was poisoned 3 times. But anyway, she had this fish out in the zinc, and I figure, you know what, I'm going to help her by going to clean this fish and season this fish. Good afternoon, how you doing, Tonya? And let me tell you, I jacked my mommy fish right up. I jacked that right up. That woman could have killed me. Let me tell you. I figured I didn't clean the fish properly. I probably cut off the fins and, you know, little stuff like that. And I thought that I seasoned the fish and cleaned the fish properly. I thought I did. And let me tell you something. When mommy come home and she opened up that pot, I had the fish boiling. Listen, I put the tomato paste in there just like how I see mommy do it. Let me tell you, I sure my mommy wanted to give me a good cut it. Let me tell you, oh, my mommy was blue in the face. She was so mad. Let me tell you, my mommy was so mad. That woman loved her fish, and that was some good snappers. They were some good lean snappers. I think it probably was about five good, nice size fish. Listen, I thought I was doing my mommy a favor. I thought I was helping her. Listen, I sure mommy wanted to give me a good cut. Because I take all that woman fish, and I so-called clean them, and I start to cook. When she come home, Jesus. She was pissed. But let me tell you, I guess she saw the passion from then, and I guess after the upset, after she calmed down, she said, you know what, let me don't kill this child. Because she obviously liked this. Let me don't kill this child. But yeah, guys, I just love cooking. And so that's why I take it up. If I had good sense, I would have gone to school and become a chef. But I didn't realize at the time how much I really love it. I really didn't realize it. And so a lot of us, if we know what, I usually tell people, they usually ask, what is my passion? I don't know what my purpose, I don't know what my purpose is. Your purpose is usually your passion. Your purpose is usually tied up in you. Your purpose is usually tied up in the things that you already been doing. You know, it may have been that you love cooking, you like sewing, you like reading, you like to write. Listen, your purpose is usually already in you. It's just a matter of just, you know, focusing on it and bringing it out. So guys, I'm trying to hurry up, do this before I go to work. And so if I'm not seeing your comments, please forgive me. I'll go back and I'll look at them. But yeah, man, your purpose is already there. God already placed that in you, man. It's just a matter of you recognizing it and pulling it out. And so here at Walking into Destiny, we believe in you finding your purpose and finding your destiny. And so that is the reason why I push so hard, because I want to push people to They're destinies, man. When you begin to walk in your purpose, there's no greater passion, gift. There's no greater. Trust me. I could stand up and I could cook all day and I don't feel no type of way. This is something that I love to do. I could sit down or go inside my room and pull up my laptop and write for the whole day and feel no type of way because it's something that I love to do. And so your passion, your purpose is usually locked within your passion. What is it that you love to do? It may be like you like to take care of the sick, you like to take care of the elderly. If that's something that you like to do, salary guys, then do that. Do that. God will bless it. Do it. And don't let nobody stop you from doing what you gotta do. Just do it. I hardly know anybody in Exuma, and so the Lord placed it upon me to be a blessing to some families. And listen, I was all about looking for somebody to bless, man. All about looking for people to bless. And I'm like, these people in Exuma must be rich because ain't nobody around here want any help. But I say, you know what, Lord? If it is your will, let me post this on my social media page. If somebody knows a family here in Exuma, or families, and somebody messaged me, and I was able to, be a blessing to some people. Listen, I was so happy to do that. To tell you the God honest truth, somebody told me 5 years ago that, Marva, you would find joy in giving. I would have told them, get from around me. I would have told them, you lie. But somebody told me 5 years ago, even 4 years ago, told me that, Marva, you would be happy just giving. You would be happy going in your cupboard and taking out your last and just giving. I would say, boy, y'all better stop lying. Because when I give them my last, where it coming from? Listen, trust me, there's such a joy in giving. I can't even explain it. Trust me, when I tell you, I cannot explain it. But I watch God move like never yet before. I am a living testament of when you leave tradition. I know how we get on this topic, but you know, the Holy Spirit leads. I'm supposed to be cooking. But when you leave tradition and leave all of the old things behind, you begin to see God move in your life like never yet before. If I had stayed in position and not move when God tell me to move, listen, I probably would have been broke, disgusted, trying to rob from Peter to pay Paul. Trust me, I've never seen the hand of God move in my life like it's been moving in my life in the past 2 years. I can tell you that. And all I did was come from among them, begin to give to the poor, stop the foolishness of this tithing. And you all say, oh, she calling tithing foolishness. Listen, if that's what you choose to do, then that's what you choose to do. But make sure you take care of the poor. Make sure you take care of the sick. Go and do what God tell you to do, man. You know, if that's what you choose to do, then that's what you choose to do. Because some of y'all ain't gonna come out of tradition no matter what anybody say to y'all. But my whole thing is, take stock. Did your life improve in any type of way since you've been doing that tithing to one particular church or the church that you are a member of? And tell me how your life improved. Just I mean, listen, just try it. Try God, man. Just try God. Just say to yourself, hey, Jessica, how you doing? Try God and say, you know what? You know what I can do? I can take my tithe. I can go to the grocery store. I can buy a couple of dollars worth of groceries. And I just can go on the road. I can go to the old folks home and I can go to the children's home and I can just give this away. And see what God can do. Trust me, his word, he said, try me. That's what he said. He said, try me. He said, prove me. And I proved him. I tried him and I proved him. I did it. I explained to you all the other day, I give the fella on the road, the homeless fella, $5. The next morning, $1,000 was on my account. I kid you not. And I'm not TVN. I don't. Let me stop playing. I don't say things just to say things. Oh, glory. to go turn up my AC a little bit. But I don't say things just to say things. But no, seriously, try the Spirit of the Lord. I'm telling you, try the Spirit of the Lord. All I do is I follow the instructions of God. When he says sow, I sow. If he say go to a particular pastor, I go to a particular pastor. If he say go to a particular church and sow, I do that. If he say go to the homeless person, I do that. If he say go to a family, I do that. You know what I mean? And I watch God bless like never yet before. I watch God bless. I watch Yahweh move in ways that I cannot explain. And that's when you know that it is truly, that's when you know that it is truly God. Because you can't explain it. You cannot explain it, and so you know that it only could have been God. And so, guys, I'm going to light my fire back up with the meat. Then I'm going to start putting my vegetables and everything back in there. And go from there. But yeah, guys, listen, trust me. I tried God. Because I'm like, how you mean? Come out. God, this all I know. What you mean? The people them tell me come and bring in the thing and sew and turn around and flip upside down, and you know, they tell me to bring the thing in, and then my husband would come in. You know, they tell me sew $1,000, sew $500, sew $100, and my husband can come here and reach yet. So I guess it didn't work, eh? I know. I ain't bashing nobody. I'm just saying. I did all of it. I did all of it. I did all of it. All of it. And I was still in the same position. It wasn't until I say make up in my mind, I say, you know what, God, it's you and no man above you. It's only you. And I started to follow the guidelines and principles of the Bible, not of man, but of God. And that's when I began to see God's hand moving in my life like never yet before. I only dream of stories where people will call you and say, listen, the Lord woke me up and tell me to do this for you. Or the Lord woke me up and told me this about you. I only dreamed of those things. They were like stories to me. Those things were like, you know, when you read the Bible and you hear those stories and you're like, child, please, those things don't happen no more. That's how I used to be. Like, yeah, these things, they don't happen no more. And so when you begin to see these things happen in your life, it blows your mind. But you got to follow the principles of God. You got to follow the principles. You have to follow the principles. And so what I'm going to do now, I have my ox leg in here. That's been cooking for a while. Turn it back on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting my vegetables back in there. I want to fill that up with some water. And then I'll bring that to a boil and put my vegetables in there. Let me see what y'all saying here. I take off my glasses. Hey Juliet, how you doing? Blessings. I ain't prophesying, so you know much persons can be on this. I'm just doing a little cooking, some Haitian soup, and so I thought I should just share with you guys. So what I'm going to do is put some more hot water inside of the pot. Hey Kenva. Kenva, what you saying? You want some of the soup? I'm trying to figure out if I should put some dumpling in this. I think I probably do. Can somebody give me the time, please? So I'm going to cover this up. I'm not going to probably stay on Facebook while this is cooking because that's going to take some time. But I'm going to let this meat come to a boil. As soon as this comes to a boil, I'm going to put all my vegetables in there, puree my pumpkin, put the juice inside of there, and then that's going to give it that orange look and the pumpkin flavor. And then I'm going to put in some macaroni and some spaghetti. And then voila, it will be done. It will be done. Got my spaghetti here. Where did I put the other one? All burners going, guys. All burners going. Cook quicker that way. So I just took out my ham. See, all I wanted was for that to get just boil a little bit. Just a little bit. So it wouldn't be too salty. Run some cold water over that. You don't really have to cook ham for too long. Don't have to cook it for too long. So when I am done, I will show you guys some pictures of it. How it's supposed to look. Clean as you go, clean as you go. Anybody have any stories they want to share or anything that we taught in 2020 or that I taught? I don't know why I keep saying we. Any of the teachings in 2020 that literally changed your life, give you a new perspective. Anybody want to share? So like I said, I cut up all of my my potatoes, my carrots, and I put it in some cold water, mainly because you want to stop it from turning brown. You don't want it to get brown. So anybody want to share anything that I taught that literally changed your life? Say, I'm on my way to Exomo on the mailboat. Yeah. You can use the macaroni and the spaghetti in it. You put it into the final stages. Because, it's going to get soft. The teaching on fasting. Oh, trust me, fasting, that one is a good one. Jessica say put hers on the plane. Jessica, I had to come and do this, right? Because I sit down on the first and watch everybody eat their soup, and I was big mad. Oh my God, Angel, you still here? You pawn your jewelry just to give to the church? Man, listen, let me tell you. Oh, Ken, what you doing? You're fasting. Oh, sweetie, yeah, I putting meat in this, honey. This have ham. This gonna have a little bit of ribs, some oxtail. So, honey, I'm sorry. Happy New Year to you, Melinda, if you're still here. Blessings. Thank you so much for the time that you guys give me. Renella, how are you? Oh my God, Angel. You know, listen, I had to do it. I was big mad, Jessica. I see everybody eating their soup, even Marta and all. I say, Marta, seriously, you really have to? I mean, the soup looks so good. And she's smacking and let me know how good it tastes. Yeah, forgiveness is really good. I'm continuously praying for that. Forgiveness is really difficult. Trust me, it is. But once you start to forgive, you'll realize that the weight off your chest lifts. Listen, guys, it don't take this pumpkin too long to cook, you know. So I'm just going to wait for my water to boil up a little bit. And that won't take long. Once that starts to boil up, I'm going to put my vegetables in there. Once I put my vegetables in there, then boom, let me take out my blender, because I'm going to need that. Listen, Angel. These people, Angel, if you're still here, let me tell you something. Every last teaching you did in 2020, Tonya. Tonya say, every last teaching you did in 2020. Listen, I try not to come on Facebook and YouTube if it's not spirit led. If it wasn't led by God, I try not to come on, because if it's just me, I'm just going to run on with a bunch of foolishness. But once the Holy Spirit is speaking, God will get to his people the best way he can. And so most of those messages, not most, all of them were inspired by the Holy Spirit. He would tell me to do certain things. And sometimes I really didn't want to. Can I tell you all that? Sometimes I really didn't want to. Because I know the backlash, and I know beaming people. Trust me, I know them. I know them long time. Them people is fine. I know them long time. And so I didn't want to deal with some stuff. And so the Holy Spirit really had to get me and listen, go and do what you got to do. And so I had to get up and do what God told me to do. And so for a lot of persons that email me, message me, call me, WhatsApp me, Messenger, and they tell me that the message is a blessing, I truly give God praise, because it is really not Marva. It really isn't Marva. This title mean absolutely nothing. Prophetess who? This title mean absolutely nothing. I'm just a black lipstick-haired girl from the ghetto in Freeport, Grand Bahama. But to see where God has brought me from, and to see something that I was so in love with as a little girl, watching, you know, men and women of God be able to speak on behalf of God, it was something I literally was in love with, and so fascinated by God. Really, you know, he just talked to people. And so throughout my life, some things happened throughout my life to cause me not to trust God. And so to hear from God was really difficult. And so the transition from being able to watch people prophesy and speak and pray and preach, you know, and people prayed for people and they were healed and set free and delivered, from watching pastors back in the day, you know, come and visit the sick and come and bring grocery bags of food. I remember when they used to bring plastic bags or the brown paper bags of groceries, come to visit you and check on you. I remember those days. And I was so in love with the idea of being a Christian back then. And so, you know, you become a teenager and some things happen, life happen. And then you, rebellion, you know, you start to rebel against not only your parents, but you start to rebel against God. And you literally go against what, you know, the Lord has instilled or have purpose for you. And so I lost my way. Being a teenager, and in my early 20s, I would get saved, backslide, get saved, backslide. And so I lost my way a few times. But eventually found my way, and it was difficult. The first year or two was really difficult, because I tell you all before, when I tell you all my story, I did not trust God, and I did not trust man. I did not trust people. I did not trust anyone because of what happened to me in my life. And I didn't trust people. And it was difficult for me to trust God. It was difficult for me to trust that this spirit being talking to me. And so it was difficult. And so and what he started to do is he started to show me dreams. And that's how I knew that he was talking to me, because he would show me a dream and then the next day it happens. And I'm like, what did I just dream that? And so I realized that God was speaking to me through my dreams. So my first year or two of rededicating my life to God and being committed to God was really difficult because I couldn't trust him. And then as the dreams start to enhance, I started to see those things come into pass. And when I would share one or two with my sister, or I would share, something with somebody, and be like, guess what, Marva, you remember that thing you dreamed? Guess what? You know what I mean? I'm like, y'all, for real? Like, for real, for real? And so that is how my trust in God, I keep touching my face, but I have aloe on my face. But that is how I begin to develop my trust and my faith in God. It wasn't me just wake up one day and just became holy and safe. Listen, this girl been through some things. And so that really built up my faith. And so to hear or to have somebody message me and say something that I said, or something that the Holy Spirit said through me, touch their lives or change their lives. Listen, it is such a blessing to hear something like that, because I know where I came from. I came from a place where, I came from a mighty long way. And so to be in this position, to be used as a vessel, to be a servant of the living God is such a blessing. Let me tell you all, it's such a blessing. And so my water is boiling. When I say my water is boiling, I mean the water that I put in the meat. So I'm busy yapping and didn't rinse out my blender. Rinse that out, because I'm going to need to put my pumpkin in here. Now, if only I could find where my daughter put the top. Let me tell you all something. That little 18-year-old little girl I got in there, let me tell you, that girl nagged me for days to buy this pumpkin so I can make this pumpkin soup, right? And she is nowhere in sight to help mommy. Nowhere in sight, But wait till this pumpkin soup done. But yeah, man, it's truly a blessing. It's truly a blessing to hear people say this teaching or something that, I did was a blessing to them. I do not take it lightly at all. Hey, Nakia. I do not take it lightly at all. I take off my glasses so y'all can see me squinting. Okay? Y'all can see me squinting. From Canada, how you doing? Blessings. Good to see you. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm not preaching today, just little nuggets and cooking today. Oh, Lord. Y'all, I try to clear up my face, I have a little aloe on it. Oh, stop touching my face. I gotta wash my hands now. Oh, had acne from I was a teenager, and it don't stop. It doesn't stop. I thought when I become an adult it would have stopped. I gotta be 40, man. I'm going to be 40. Where, Jessica? You still on the live feed? Jessica, I won't come home for my birthday, man. This corona foolishness needs to stop. Happy New Year, Crystal. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to hear from you. So guys, I said I was going to make some dough. I'm going to need to find me another big bowl because I have all these big bowls. All right, glory and honor. Hallelujah. Okay, let's see if this will fit in there. Okay. Put that in there. So I can make my dough. And push this back a little bit more before I buck into that. gonna make a little bit of dough to put in my soup because my kids love dough. So, can't miss it. I need to stop yapping and hurry up. Going to add a little bit of salt. Add up some salt in the dough because you need flavor. Flavor, flavor, flavor. I don't do things traditional. Choo, 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 choo. A little tiny bit of seasoning salt. Yes, that's what I said, seasoning salt. Y'all don't follow behind me. I cook real different. Real different. And a tad bit of sugar in the dough to give it like a little bit of sweetness and to bring out that salty flavor. So salt and sugar, let me tell you. When you know, you know. I'm gonna mix that together. Make sure everything gets incorporated. Incorporate it. So I put a little bit of seasoning salt, a little tiny bit of some sugar, a little bit of salt, some complete seasoning. Yes, I did complete seasoning because this is soup. You want everything to have flavor. Every bite you want it to have flavor. And so I'm gonna mix this with some water. For my dough, a lot of y'all been asking me to do a cookbook. Listen, it's so difficult for me to do a cookbook because I don't really use measurements. I'll let you know if I'm coming. I really do want to come. I want to spend my 40th birthday at home. But I usually don't use measurements. I usually go by my heart. My heart. My heart. You know? And it usually comes out pretty okay. If I do say so myself. Okay? Let me make some room because my kids like the flat dough, so I want to have some room to make the flat dough also. Guys, let me tell y'all. See ya? This is the pumpkin. See ya? Can you see this? My fork going right through that. And so I'm only going to let this cook for another, say, 5-6 minutes. And then I can put it in. The only reason why I'm going to let it cook for another 5 minutes is because of the skin. But other than that, this is just ready to go. You see that? You could eat this just like that. Tastes sweet too. Wow, that's good. That is really good. Oh, that pumpkin tastes good. Okay. I'm going to drain my vegetables, put them in there. There's my vegetables that I cut up, guys. Take my foil off. Rest that in there ever so gently. Let me lift this up so y'all can see this goodness. Can y'all see this goodness? Okay, so I got my sweet potatoes, carrots, and potatoes in there along with my oxtail and my ribs in there. That's cooking. That is my pumpkin. It's just about done. There you go. Can y'all smell that? Y'all can smell that? I know it's fogging up, right? Can y'all smell that? Can you smell what Marva is cooking? There you go. So that's going to cook up. Choo, choo, choo. My eggplant, I didn't cut them up already, so I'm going to cut them up now. So I'm just big chunks. Put them in there. Because you don't want them to get lost. You want to be able to find them after you finish your soup. I don't like mushy soup. So my cabbage and my sweet pepper, and my cabbage and my celery and onion is going right in there. Listen, let me tell you. It's looking good in here. Can you see that? It's looking good. You can see that? That's the goodness. Alrighty. My sister in here, so I gotta work out this little thing by myself. I work this out by myself. I can't even describe to you all how this smells. This is off the chain. And I said I wasn't going to cook a lot, right? But hey, as you can see. Put that on the side. Get back to my dough. This is where I'm going to need my hands. Choo, 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 choo. You need some elbow grease for your dough now. Those of you that make pea soup and dumpling, you know you need some elbow grease. There. Wipe off my table, because I'm going to make some flat dough for my kids. And some round ones. It wouldn't be a Haitian situation if it didn't have round and long dough. Get my table ready with some flour. Get your hands in there, people. Get your hands in there. Part of cooking is being able to get your hands dirty. Get your hands in there. See that? Cannot let go. Mix up. See that dough? There you go. That's what you're looking for. That right there. And so it's nice and soft. I'm going to knead that. Oh, this thing will be so dirty by the time I finish, Lord. Okay. Can y'all see my work surface? Y'all can see that? Okay, bam. That's what you're going to do right here. That's what you're going to do right here. Almost like you're going to do a bread, but you need to be kneading like you're doing a bread, because it's for your soup. You don't want it to be too soft and mushy, but you also don't want it to be hard and firm. What you was doing, Matei?
Not me.
What you was doing?
Talking to a snail.
Huh?
I was talking to a snail.
You was talking to a snail?
Yeah, snail.
Could you please go and take that snail out of my house, please?
Mommy, I don't missing cracker shell.
You ain't missing do that. You did that on purpose.
No, I didn't, because I was playing and I didn't saw him.
So my son brings the snails in the house. Okay, guys, this is how you want your dough to look. See that? Just how you want your dough to look. You don't want it to be too soft, but you still want it to be sort of elasticy. Yeah, just like that. And as I go and as I knead this, I'm putting my hand in the flour that is on the table so that you don't have it sticking too much to the table. And when you realize that it's sticking to the table, you just add a little bit more flour. Bam. That is it. Got out one of these. My rolling pin. But before I do that, so guys, I'm gonna let this just sit here just for a minute. Just for a minute. I just love dough. See that? Good stuff. This is how you want it to look. Just like this. So I'm gonna let that stay right there in a ball. And I'm gonna work on my pumpkin. I can't wait for y'all to see the finish. And I'll be posting the pictures on Facebook so you'll be able to see it. I need a food processor. Food processor. Oh yeah, that is smelling good. Smelling good. I want to taste it. So everybody, that is good. Everybody's floating around in there getting friendly. Getting to know each other. The eggplant, the celery, potatoes, cabbage, carrots, pepper, oxtail, ribs. Everybody getting friendly. Getting to know each other. No, I just about finished. Y'all realize I didn't put my ham in yet as yet, right? Oh, where's the top for my blender? Get in there, Sally. Get in there, Sue. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Yes. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Bam. Get the top. I'm gonna take the middle part out because I want to put some liquid in there. The same pumpkin, same water I boiled the pumpkin in. I'm gonna put some of that in there. Okay, so you want to make sure all the pumpkin is in the blender. Then you want to make a check and push down what needs to be pushed down. There you go. Smells so good. Oh, smell good. Then some more. My hand. Put that in there. Okay guys, that should be it. I'm just going to wash this out. I got flour all over me, people. Flour is all over. And this here what we're gonna do. This is how your pumpkin should look. All puree down. There you go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, what they call this, coriander or coriander, whatever they call the thingy. Yeah, the strainer, that. And we're going to put this in the soup. This is the process, guys. This is the process. This is the process. I see why people don't make this every day, because this is surely a process. There you go, guys. We're just putting in the pumpkin that I pureed. Get in there, get in there, get in there. All that deliciousness. We want it in there. I just put some of that pumpkin, the same water the pumpkin boil in. Put it in the blender so that you can get all that deliciousness. You don't want anything left behind. Listen, Haitian food is all love. It takes time. It is all love. I can show you all in a minute the color. Okay. Where did I put my washcloth? You are great. So great. There is no place like you. If you're all still with me, I'll show you all in a minute how this is looking. Okay guys, this is all the pumpkin goodness in there. This is how it's looking. There you go. Pumpkin soup. I will be signing off in a few, and I will show you all the ending results in a few minutes because I gotta go and get ready for work. But there you go. I'm gonna put my spaghetti pasta in there. Yeah, so I'm gonna put the spaghetti pasta in there. Trust me, you get so tired cooking Asian food. Oh my God, that's why I had to find shortcuts. But so we done puree our pumpkin, put our pumpkin in there. It is smelling good, looking good. Listen, it's a party in here. Let me get some of this good stuff in here. I want all that pumpkin. Yes, in there. Yes, sir. In a minute, I'm going to check for flavor. I think I might have to transfer this to a bigger pot. Glory. Eggplant is cooking down. So I'm going to start putting my tell you some of the favorites in Haitian dishes. This right here. The round dough. Nothing perfect, just a round dough. Drop that right in there. Just like that. Want to keep your hand floured so it don't stick. And y'all behave that y'all know about this because we make them pea soup and dough. We know about this. Kids love this. And then you can get creative in the kitchen and let your kids help you with the same part right here. The rest of the dough, I'm going to flatten that out with my rolling pin. I think I can need a bigger pot for real, Alberta, because this might run over. So I'm just going to make just a couple of them for my children. Y'all listen, let me tell y'all, this is practically done. Just got to get the dough. Once the dough goes in, probably about, say, the last final 6 minutes of cooking, I'm going to put in some spaghetti and some macaroni. All of this, the dough, the macaroni, the pasta is going to help the soup thicken up a bit. And so that's the reason why you see me keep on doing the dough like this in the flour on the table, so that some of the flour will, you know, sort of be like an adhesive on the dough. And so when I put it in the soup, you'll have some flour going in the soup. And that will thicken up the soup. Oh, this smells so good. I can taste this right now to see what this needs. Hey. Round. All you do is do it ball in your hands, just like that. Bam. Oh, I hope this pot don't run over. I wanted to put some coconut milk in here. I don't think I can have enough space. Just a little bit of salt. Little complete seasoning. And we'll let that go for a while and then we'll taste it again. Oh, I forget my thyme. And my plantain. Listen, I don't think this pot got any more space. Oh, Jesus. This pot ain't got no more space, people. I can try to squeeze it in there. I can try to squeeze my plantain in there. Yeah, I go into work. That's why I'm trying to hurry up right now. I go into work. Listen, I got to jump in the tub right after this. Plantain, yes, of Siobhan. Plantain is things. I got to put this in here. Siobhan, I know if this was Abaco, you'd have been ready. I don't know if I can do any of the flat part, although I know they love the flats, but boy, time will not permit me. You just been running up and down outside? For what?
For my tablet, so I could download more songs on my game.
Oh, make some of the flat ones or just the circling long ones?
I don't know.
Get me some water, please. Thank you.
Mommy, I can make the circle ones.
You've been playing with snails.
Oops. I wasn't playing with them. I only saw them snail. Because nobody always come up with it, really.
Toot, 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 toot. So I'm rolling some dough to make some flat ones. And if you can see, I'm trying to move real quick here. Turn that on my floured surface. Oh, pot don't boil over. Pot don't boil over. If I put this in this other tall pot that I have, y'all wouldn't be able to see this at all. Because it's a tall pot. Oh, this phone doing its own thing, Lord. I usually stretch it a bit before I put it in the pot. Stretch it. Lay it right on the surface. Stretch. Lay right on the surface. Stretch. Right on the surface. Bada bing, bada boom. Turn down the stove. Lay it on the surface like a blanket. You know, like how you usually do a pizza dough. Bam! Doesn't matter if it get little holes while you're stretching it. Cooking is not perfect, and whoever says cooking is perfect, they lied. It's not perfect. It's boiling over. So what you're gonna see me doing now is basically just dunking them in the water so everybody could have a bath. That's it. Make sure everybody has a bath. That's it. Everybody in there, everybody gets a bath. As you can see, I didn't have my potatoes and my carrots boiling for too long. So you still have your potatoes, chunks of meat in there. There goes my potato and my carrots. And this is only going to cook for a little bit, guys, and it is basically done. I'm going to put a little bit of, not too much, because this pot is already had to have enough stuff in it. I can't fit nothing else in there. How does that look, guys? How does this look? There you go. See, once you just push them down a little bit so that they could have a little bath. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do right there. How that looks, guys? How does it look? Haitian pumpkin soup. Let me tell you all, it smells so good. Eggplant, oxtail, ham. And I don't want to mix it too much because I don't want my carrots to break up. I'm going to carry a large bowl of this to work. There you go. Carry some for my co-worker. I'm going to hurry up, do a quick clean, and then get ready for work. I hope you enjoyed this little chit-chat with me. Bring your bowl. You can't bring plate. You can't bring plate. You got to bring a bowl. Okay, guys, so that is it for the pumpkin soup. Y'all know I ain't give up, right? I ain't give up. I'm only gonna put a little bit in. Probably about this much. Break it. Stick them right in there. Just like that. Go and have a bath. Go and have a bath. I ain't gonna try this part over here. I ain't gonna stop trying. I can put a little bit more, just a little bit more. Because I want it to be thick. I want the soup to be thick. And then I'm gonna turn on the stove just a little bit more. Go in there. Take a little bath. Let me tell you, this is the real deal. I got some macaroni left over. Not much left in here, so just gonna sprinkle that in there. Listen, let me tell y'all, This thing smells so good. When Martha see this, she go wish she didn't leave me. Smell like how my mommy house used to smell on January the 1st. Okay guys, so I got my ham, oxtail, ribs, cabbage, eggplant, dumplings, carrots, sweet potatoes, spaghetti, and macaroni all in one pot. And that's it. Blessings to all of you. Thank you so much for coming on in. This is it. This is it. Can you see that? Yeah. Phone bending by itself. Yeah, that is it. Steam, steam, steam. Okay. So I'm done. Gonna let that just simmer down for a few minutes. Turn down the stove. Let this simmer down. And then that is it. I can't fit the plantain in, guys. I can't fit the plantain in. Sally didn't make it. Sally did not make it in today. She lived to see another day. Sally did not make it in. Sally shall live for another day. Sally will live for another day. Let me taste that. I got flour all over me, people. Listen. Yellow color. I know you probably can't see it, but it's yellow. What I need? Pepper. I have some pepper somewhere. A half a pepper. We call this goat pepper, Scotch bonnet pepper. Bam! Get friendly. Abraham, are you in front of this? Some thyme. And I'm going to stick this whole thing in there. Just like that, so I will be able to take it out afterwards. I also have some dry thyme, and I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. Dry thyme. Some allspice. I'm just going to put a few in there. It's not just for the chicken sauce. Just a dash. Dried oregano. Dried oregano. Thyme. Black pepper. And you're going to say, why wait till the end to season it? Because when you put in all these things inside of it, it usually gives it a flavor. So you don't want to over season the soup. Onion powder. And so afterwards you would taste it when it's about to, final stage. And then you would put a little bit of everything that you think is missing. And then that is what makes the soup. But if you do that before, then more than likely you're going to end up with an over-seasoned soup. Let me tell you all how it's smelling here with that thyme. Woo! And I would not be of a Haitian if I didn't put a little bit of garlic in it, eh? I have some minced garlic here. Bam! Guys, I'm done. Woo! Smells so good. Jesus. I'm not going to let this cook too long because I don't want my vegetables to break up. The dumpling only need that heat, and bam, they'll be done in no time. And so I'm going to let this simmer down and go in the tub, get ready for work. Rinse out my spoon. Clean up, everybody clean up, clean up, clean up. Give it another little taste test. Perfect. Listen, perfect. If you want this to a little bit thicker, this phone leaning on the side. What's going on with the apparatus today, man? Jesus. Anyway, if you want this soup to thicken up a little bit more, you could get some cornstarch, mix it in some water, and then pour it in there, bam, and then you will have a thicker soup. But I love mine just as it is, and I'm going to leave it like that. I will take lots of pictures, and I will share it on Facebook for you guys to see. Thank you so very much for... I don't want to stay straight. But it was fun chatting with all of you. I hope you enjoyed me making my little Haitian dish today. Soup joumou. You can go online and you can find out the history and the reason why they made this pumpkin soup the 1st of January. You can look it up. Why they made this soup the 1st of January. Don't look at my little... Okay. There you go. I don't want to be gentle when I'm mixing. Abraham, please move. There you go. You see some oxtail in there. You know. Dumpling. Got that spaghetti in there. You got your sweet potatoes and your macaroni. There you go.
Wait, where the thing is?
There you go.
Where the pumpkin?
The pumpkin is the yellowness. See?
This?
It's yellow. The gravy. Okay, guys. There you go. Blessings to all of you. I will see all of you later when I post the pictures. Hope you enjoyed this. Look at the ham, the potatoes, oxtail, eggplant, carrots. It don't get no, so I'm just gonna let this simmer, guys. It's basically done, just so that the macaroni could cook a little bit. My oxtail is literally falling off the bone. It's done. This is done. Haitian pumpkin soup. Soup joumou in Creole. Blessings to all of you. Love you for watching. Have a good day.